5 fructose myths.
Maybe before we start that, maybe we can tell a little bit about fructose. Yeah?
As opposed to high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, it's a totally different thing, right?
Yeah.
Fructose is actually natural. You can find it fruits, vegetable, honey, in grains, all of that. But high fructose corn syrup is actually man-made, right? It's synthetic.
But there is some fructose in that, right?
In the process of making it, right? So from fructose turn into this high fructose corn syrup, it's become chemical basically. It's very, very harmful to the body. So it's totally different thing. And fructose is, it's leading fuel to the body. Yeah. It's important actually for the body for fuel. Especially during the fasting, people think, oh, too much sugar, but you need it if you're going to be exercising.
At New Leaf, we have 3 programs. Now we have the full standard original New Leaf program where we use juices, soups and smoothies, fresh fruit and vegetable, organic fruit and vegetables. And then we have one where you can swap out.
One is half green.
Right, okay.
Basically you have green juice in the morning.
Okay.
And a smoothie for lunch. Yeah, so when you have fruit with the fiber, then you don't have to worry about too much fructose even, because you have the fiber go with it.
Then there's the full green.
So that basically for the people who kind of like have quite a severe case of diabetes, or maybe like have a high sensitivity to fructose. There are people like that.
Sure.
We have a guest who, she was born in Siberia and living there all her life.
Not a lot of fruit.
Never eat fruit at all in her life.
Right.
So like 35 years, she never ate fruit.
Wow.
So they kind of person who did not never get used to.
The body doesn't get used to eating it, sure.
So these type of people have a hard time.
Okay.
But when you're on the full grain, what happened? It kind of affects your energy a little bit, because if you're going to do an exercise, you need some fuel.
Yeah, I remember doing a detox once where I had very little fruit and I had to sit down in the gym in between sets because I was getting a little dizzy and feeling a bit nauseous.
That's right, because that our program been designed through already. If you could do exercise, it means morning walk, aerobic and training at 4 p.m. along with walking around and getting massage and columnar. You need a New Leaf standard program. I mean, the juice in the morning, the smoothie for lunch, and soup for dinner.
It activates the fat burning process.
Exactly, the whole thing. Like I said, people that are not on a standard program, it means you have some sort of sensitivity, right? So this fructose is also known as monosaccharides. So monosaccharides is like it's a single molecule, so they're easy for the body to digest and process.
Right.
It's different than sugar. So a lot of people think fructose is sugar.
Right.
It kind of is, but it's not. It's totally different thing.
It's not the same, yeah.
It's totally different thing. And high fructose corn syrup can be found in all the sauce, soda, anything in supermarket carry, anything at all will contain high fructose corn syrup. And the process of this, if you read about it, high fructose corn syrup even contain mercury. You actually dip the corn before they process to high fructose corn syrup. They actually dip the corn in mercury. That's the whole process of this. So it's totally different. Don't mix them up. So we can go to myth number 1. All fructose is created equal. What do you think about that?
Well, I just heard you say it's not. So, so basically, it's not. I mean, some fruits have more glucose, or rather fructose in them than others, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like dates are heavy in fructose, and other sweets, super. Well, you just know as soon as you bite into the thing, you know, right? You know straight away. Like a mango, a sweet Thai mango, has a lot of fructose in it. But if you blend it with something else, you can spread it out. I mean, the whole thing is there's a saying, don't drink the calories.
Yes.
You can overdo the fruit.
But I think it's like what Ned Bargatze said, it's such a good alternative. If you come from a sweet tooth kind of person,
candy,
eat a lot of sweet and candy, and the sweet to fruit is such a natural and such a good thing to do. So you don't have to worry about it. The worry about it, the high fructose corn syrup or the other type of sugar. Like you can be 10 to 20 grams of fructose can be found in fruit.
Right.
But in the soda, it can be 40.
Yeah, 40%. I mean, it's
40 grams, it's a lot more. And again, it's a different way the body can process. You know, with fructose, you just walk around, you burn it all up already. But the sugar, it's different impact to the body, the way the body needs to process.
You metabolize it quicker.
Exactly. Big difference.
So you're using it all the time.
Use it all
almost
the time.
straight away, right?
And it's natural to the body. Yeah. The body doesn't feel as a threat or a chemical that coming through. It's different than sugar, but the body just release all the insulin, right? Big difference.
It kind of answers myth number 2, which is fructose is bad for you.
Yes. I don't think anyone gonna sit and binge eating mango, for example, fresh mango. If you that kind of person, very, very rare, you have to eat the fruit as a meal. You know, I don't think people will gain weight or become ill from eating too much fruit. They might eat everything else already. You know what I mean? You might eat the foods and chips and fries and soda. Then they might have some fruit.
Right.
You know, if you have the fruit alone as a meal, it cannot be bad for you. You know, I eat fruit all the time, every day. Thai people eat fruit all the time. If anyone ever been to Thailand, you would see the fruit cart everywhere. That's what we do. We eat it every day as a snack. And we never gain weight. We gain weight because we drink the calories from the teas and all that coffee that contain a lot of sugar and milk, not the fructose, not from the fruit.
Joe Rogan has a comedian friend who identifies as an Italian American. So he has that big Italian, you know, and he's got lots of chains and he's loud and he's rude and he cusses all the time. I don't know who he is actually. I think he's a comedian,
obnoxious,
but he's a bit like that, yeah. And he talks about it was hilarious. Bananas, that's right. He talks about, you know, I put on so much weight when I blended the banana versus eating the banana fresh, right? Yeah. And I'm sitting there listening to, watching this guy going, hang on a minute.
And then he tried to keep it straight, serious.
Yeah, I mean, he was serious about that.
We're waiting a laugh coming, but it doesn't come.
He was serious about that.
Yeah.
Like blending the banana made him put on weight, but eating it raw didn't. And I'm thinking, it'd have to be the volume, right?
Yes. I want you to think about the source of information as well. You know, no discrimination of people, the oversized people, but if the source is say, this is not healthy when they're that big, and then they say, this is too much sugar, then you have to think twice, wait a minute, maybe it's not right. Maybe you have to double check the information, right? Banana is banana. Of course, you're going to sit and blend 5 bananas in one go. Going to be too much in the body.
3 times a day.
And 3 times a day.
So he has 15 bananas a day.
Because it was easier to eat something in liquid other than just eat actual banana.
Sure, yeah. And question our information too, yeah, by all means. You know, we've been in this for a long time. And fruit and nutrition, it's a nutritional detox that we do. We detox with nutrition. The body needs the nutrients to burn the fat.
Me personally believe something natural is actually good for you. You should question something that's not natural, like that's something that man-made, like maybe some dairy product like cheese and all that stuff, rather than orange.
Myth number 3 is fructose causes diabetes.
Yes.
That's a bit far-fetched, right?
It's kind of far-fetched.
People believe that, actually.
The reason why this it become a myth, because when you got diabetes already, then you have a hard time process all type of sugar, including fructose.
So this gets heaped into that.
Yeah, exactly.
The sugar, it's sugar, glucose, fructose, processed sugar, brown sugar, raw sugar, white sugar.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
Yes. But because when you got it already, then you have to be careful. But we have a lot of kids with diabetes come, and they be able to do the standard program with juice, normal juice, and fruit smoothie for lunch, because you use it all up. Because when you do the walk, you do aerobic, you do the exercise, you need the fuel.
We get on to myth number 4, and we kind of answered this a little bit earlier, where we talked about the difference between high fructose corn syrup and fructose are completely different things. You need to hear that again. They are completely different things. And fructose, myth number 4, fructose is only found in sweets. Where does that come from?
When something relates with the sweet taste, contain fructose. But then people that assume they didn't think that with sugar and fructose. but it's different. Fructose is monosaccharide. It's different than the sugar.
Myth number 5 is all fruits contain high levels of fructose.
Just mango alone. Either green mango have way less fructose than yellow mango.
Sure.
You know? And guava, have
hardly any,
anything.
right?
And a lot of people don't know, if you talk about vitamin C, guava have way more vitamin C than orange. So, but I think what happened is people just think anything sweet, the fruit sweet, therefore contains fructose. So if anyone on a diet, I think fruit, it should be a safe option as snack.
As a snack, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Like apple, roast apple, guava, green mango, watermelon, all this are fantastic for you.
How does that do with triggering a craving, though?
A lot of time when you have salad, it's great to have salad, but sometimes you feel
nothing
full,
there, yeah.
but not satisfied. And then as a human being, we want something more. So after the salad, if you have the mixed plate of fruit platter, you can have some sort of berries, and you have antioxidants, and have some, apple with fiber, guava for the vitamin C. It's like so amazing.
Show me your fat fruit friends. I love that. That's so
I
funny.
eat fruit every day. Every day. I love it.
If you'd like to subscribe to our podcast, you can do so at New Leaf Wellness Podcast. We're pretty much everywhere on all the podcast platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, at New Leaf Wellness Podcast. And thanks very much for today. Let's go over the 5 myths. Myth number 1.
All fructose is created equal.
Yeah, which is incorrect. Number 2.
Fructose is bad for you. Also incorrect.
Number 3.
Fructose causes diabetes. Not necessarily.
Incorrect.
It's incorrect.
It could if you ate a lot of...
Durian.
Yeah. Durian. Okay, durian fruit.
Yeah, jackfruit, durians, mango, and you just binge eating this thing non-stop on top of your normal meal, then might be.
Okay, number 4.
Fructose is only found in sweets.
5.
All fruits contain high levels of fructose.